All right, so this guitar, which my AI whatever stuff is blocking out the neck of, I would fix it, but it'll cause other problems. I'm trying to do something a little bit different. This guitar needs a little bit of work. I'm going to put it on the screen. I just realized you can probably hear everything it's doing right now, so I'm sorry about that. It's been a bit. I need to move this mouse. I'm going to need to use it in a bit. So, you know what? For now, I'm just going to show you the guitar. See if I can even fit this in here. I'm doing a lot of testing here to see, hey, you know, what can we do here? So, this guitar buzzes right around, oh, I can't remember specifically. This fret, I just touched my monitor. Right on this fret. This space is a little bit cramped. I'm going to try to make this work, but so I wonder if you can hear what I hear here. Hear what I hear here? So. So yeah, do you hear that buzzing noise? So I'll show you what that means and how we're going to fix it. Yeah, show you what that means and how we're going to fix it. And yeah, I haven't done anything like this before, so this is going to be fun. I'm actually going to turn off the amp. Hopefully that actually did that. Okay, so let's get this guitar. You know what I'm realizing? I need to have this way higher up, don't I? That's kind of funny. Okay, and then the mouse needs to move over here. Let's see. You know what? That's almost enough. It's almost fine. We're figuring this out. We're learning together. I'm learning how to do streaming of guitar work here too. My camera is about this high up currently. I need it to be maybe like another foot higher to get the whole thing spread out here. But this is good enough for now. So basically what happens is when playing, specifically at the 7th fret here, because this fret is a little bit high, it buzzes here and on this string as well. Doesn't buzz here. Oops, doesn't buzz here or here because this is the high fret. So we can verify this here with a specific tool. It's a fret rocker. Lovely. So what you want to do with something like this is you want to get it to where you have 3 frets in between here. So let's say, for example, we're going to the 7th fret here. We want to make sure that we have, just to verify again, we have the 7th fret, which is where it buzzes to play. This is the string that it's buzzing against, or the fret that it's buzzing against, and this is again another normal one, potentially. So if you get the 3 here, this is just barely going to touch all 3 frets here. So now we're going to actually, I wish I had a camera person in here with me. This might be a little bit short. Let's try this other one. It might be a little bit easier to see. All right, so this is going over all 3. This is perfect. So what you do here is you rock back and forth. So we're going like this way. So this. If it does rock back and forth, you can tell that there's a hump in the middle. The middle one is, it's teetering on that, right? So it has a very, very slight raised edge on this one. And then let's check, is it on by the high E? It's a little high over here too. It buzzes a little bit on the, what is this, EADG, and the G string. I should have known G string, come on. Should have known. Anyway, so it buzzes a little bit there. This whole fret here needs to be taken down. This is what this means. There's gonna be a long-ish video. All right, let's get started. I can't fast forward real life, so, you know, hey, sit with me if you want to, comment, join in, we're all having fun here. I'm gonna take care of this, and I'm gonna experiment with some fancy, fun camera stuff in the meantime, so, or not in the meantime, in the middle of it all. So, for example here, let's see if I can even show this and see if it won't break. I'll show you some of the testing I'm gonna do here. Let's switch over and throw in this camera. And go live, you got this, you can do it. Hey, look at that. Ooh. Gotta love this janky tech. But here, I can show you kind of like up close and whatever other things that I might need to show you as we go. We'll see how usable this is. Yeah, it looks so massive from here. Crazy. But anyway, that's not what we're using right now. So let's go back to normal and see if everything stayed normal. Hey, look at that. Cool. Got this camera ready to go. We're learning camera tricks. Oop. Ah. See, that's what I'm afraid of. Anything that uses AI for anything is not consistent. Hopefully it stays mostly consistent. All right, so I am going to actually get this mouse again out of the way somewhere else. We've got the string dealio. We're just going to start taking this thing apart. It's funny, I have this massive new desk and it still isn't big enough. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Let's do it. I can't. Okay. Okay. So you can't see it because I don't have enough space still. This tiny, tiny room, I have so much trouble. I'll figure it out one of these days. Moving relatively soon, within the year. Maybe even sooner than that, so we'll see what happens with all of that. I'm hoping I'm going to get a space that's more than 10 feet by 12 feet. This room is tiny. I need more space. I just need more space. I've got low ceilings, nowhere to like really mount anything. So much stuff that I want to do. I like being creative, I really do. But unfortunately, this world does not cater to creative people. Another thing too, I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know how many people are here right now, but I wanted to ask, should I do a dedicated guitar channel? Because I know this channel is mostly focused on tech. I like both, but I understand that if you start going to a specific channel, and that channel is now doing something a little bit different than what you went to, you're not necessarily sure how consistent that content is going to be, right? You know, hey, maybe when are we going to go back to the gaming content? You know, just food for thought, right? Generally speaking, that's why people have, you know, variations of channels and whatnot. But I do like guitar stuff and guitar teching stuff quite a bit. I haven't done it in a long, long time. I'm getting myself back into it. God damn it. I didn't say that. You heard nothing. Yeah. Unfortunately, Miss J, comments like that when you're talking to a person like me, I don't have any concept of what it is that you're referring to. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I said. So I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm trying my best to make stuff work. Okay, so we got the strings all, at the very least here, ready to go, ready to snip. Some of these combo units here, I'm gonna put my nipples away, sorry. Some of these combo units here will come with snippers that are actually kind of decent. They're not great. But you want to cut these off before you pull them through the body and across everything. Some of them can do all of them at once. I'm going to see if this is one of the ones. We got half. We got half. Okay. Oh, come on. Almost half. Almost done. Yes. No, these skinny strings. Okay. So this is why we have actual bolt cutters over here. Not bolt cutters, bolt cutters. Life is too short. Get bolt cutters. Okay. So let's now get all of this stuff off of here. Yeah, it's funny. So Miss J and I, we just got married, if you somehow didn't hear. It's been a this whole bridge comes off on this particular design. It's been a long lot of work trying to get me into a place where I can even be as creative as I am. And even in just getting set up to try to do all of this, which took me like an hour, I've never actually taken strings out of this kind of bridge before. So yeah, we're learning together again here. But in getting ready to do this, I hurt my back. And I didn't even do all that much. I was ready to give up before I even started, speaking of disabled stuff. I'm hoping to teach something, but again, even working in such a small, confined space, like there's a chair directly behind me that I can't step back from. I have recording stuff over here and over there. I need 2 desks like this, maybe. Or a camera that's higher, or a camera that's higher. So these are kind of just tucked in here. See, there's a little bit of a lip. You can shove them under, pull them out. We don't need that to go anywhere specific. But yeah. It's just not, the world is not catering to people who need help. All right. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So this, God, there's really no room. This is what goes here. This is a compensated bridge, so it has these, what are they called? Different distances to the nut to try to compensate for the intonation issues. These have already moved. I'm gonna have to reset up this whole thing. That's gonna be a blast. I really don't like this design. Okay, so now that that's all off, I can move stuff around again. Okay, so now you can at least see the top here. So we've got 3, 5, 7. This was the problem fret. We'll double check with the fret rocker again. So we go here. Really, really slight. Oh yeah, most of the string ends have colors. I know Ernie Ball tends to do that, which is what I'm going to be throwing on here before. I meant to check, actually. Thank you for saying that about the strings. I meant to check the gauge of these strings here with the caliper set just to verify what these were. I believe they were like 52 to 10s or something like that, but we'll see. I'm just going to see if I can find one of these. All right. So these are 9s. This is going to be not the right set. So this looks like the skinniest string here. Not sure how much I trust that. I might have picked the wrong one. No. This way you don't throw your stuff on the floor. I don't know if you heard that pop in my spine, but oh man, I felt that so much. All right, so I have there's 6. That was the skinniest string. I'm just gonna check both of these again. Huh. That's odd. Well, for some comparison, I'm gonna just rip these up and see what I've got here. Let's see what this shows up as on the caliper here. Yeah, you never hear my spine pop. It's so loud to me. There's no way this is the same gauge. There's no way there were 9.5s on this. Nobody put 9.5s on anything. I'm not sure that these calipers are any good. Oh, well, we'll get what we get. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I'm like really drained too. I've been struggling to try to do anything all day. I haven't opened any of my tools up. I don't know where my tools are. I don't have the space to do the work that I need to do and to try to keep anything in frame. But I'm going to try my best to make it work regardless. One of the things we can do to try to make some more space is to get the strap out of here. I'm learning things as I go. Fighting through some depression, fighting through some mental and physical limitations. Trying to do something. And on a time limit. I think this was already cleaned or peeled. Maybe it wasn't. This still might have its plastic on. I think it does. Hey, look at that. We're going to take the plastic off the pick guard too while we're here. Look at that. A satisfying peel. Yeah, my head is all sorts of cloudy today. I'm really hoping this isn't like super noisy for anyone. All right, so now that we know which fret it is, generally speaking, people will do a couple different methods of gauging what needs to be done for frets like this. So often people will mark with a Sharpie. I generally don't. I tend to just kind of check and then recheck and all that fun stuff. I need to find my fret files too, which I know I put somewhere. So excuse me for a moment so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to move the guitar. And then let's see how catastrophic opening my toolbox is to show you guys where my stuff all is. So let's see what's in the top here. Some of my files. These are not the files that I need though. Let's see, which files are these? I might need some of these, we'll see. I don't need my nut files. Maybe, we'll see. It's like I said, it's been a long time. I have to remember everything I do every time I do it. All right, so hopefully, never enough space. Never enough space. And the camera is angling the wrong direction here. Okay, so this is my brand new fret crowning file. Never used it before. We're gonna learn together. Got some kits here. I'll grab this out because I think I need this. I think that might be all I need actually. Yeah, I think that's it. Cool. Smooth. Beautiful. Oh. Yeah, I've got some gnarly tension in my neck right now. All right. Gotta move everything around every time because there's no space. Okay. And everything has to be out or I lose it. Okay. Let's see. How bad is it on this side? So no wobble here. No wobble here. So we've got a couple options. I can try to take down just this fret, which I think I'm going to try to do first. And then if that doesn't work, there's another tool that you can use. Oh, God, my fucking back. Oh. This is a fret leveling beam. So I'll show you what this looks like and what this does in just a second. Once I get this open, which I swear I had a knife out a second ago. Oh God, my back hurts. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm struggling today. I'm trying not to throw up from the migraine. My back is killing me. I think part of the reason why I like these lives is you get to see the struggle, the pain, the hurt, the reality of what's actually happening. And that not all days are good, and that they don't have to be good. You can have your struggles, I can have my struggles, and we can all still do what we got to do to some degree, even if it's not perfect. You know, that's kind of the whole reason why I even do all of this. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's probably not going to be perfect, even if you study and practice and do everything. You know, all you need to do is practice. Get in there, do your thing. Take care of what you can. Try your best. You know, gotta work around your disabilities, of course, as well. Whatever they may be. This box is cursed. How are you supposed to open this box? So, cutting into here doesn't open it. Cutting off the tape doesn't open it. Ugh. Like, what are you supposed to do? I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. To anyone who has migraines, leave a comment. Leave a like. You understand how I feel right now, I'm sure. Talking very monotonously, trying not to say anything too loud to trigger my own headache. Okay. Hopefully this isn't super loud for any of you guys. Okay, so this is one of the beams. I've never actually used one of this kind. This one looks like it's using various grits here. Looks like it's starting off with just 2 grits, but a decent amount of them, which is fine. But basically you would take these and they're adhesive. You stick them onto this machined flat surface. And what you can do with this is you can take down all of the frets at the same time to the same level. So let me see if I can get a better angle of this for you with the other camera here without breaking everything again. Let's go to this, pick up the camera. There we are. All right, so what this will do is it'll go and it will make sure that every single one of these along the whole fretboard is exactly the same height. Does that make sense? Because you're going to put the sandpaper on and then slide back and forth. That's how these work. I'm going to try to do just the one, like I said. So let's go back. Sorry again about all the shaky. I'm learning as I go here. Let's turn this off. Hope the camera. Cool. We're good. We Gucci. This is like a last resort option. Freaking camera. Okay. Moving parts. The more moving parts you have, the more likely you have to have things fail. So taking down a whole fret. I've never done this before quite like this. I've only had to take down a couple bits of an edge or something before. This isn't even my kit that I used before. I don't know where I put it. So let's see what is in the little package here. Why do they wrap these things so fucking horribly? I don't have the torque in my elbow since my surgery to be able to like wrench on this plastic stuff. And they stick it under these stickers. I know I look like I'm strong. I can't do this stuff. I can't. I just can't. Oh. God. The second that they give out cyborg bodies, I'll take 2. I'll sell everything I own just to have a body that doesn't fucking hurt all the time. Oh my god. That can do basic tasks. Like I can't even rip this plastic because the torque from doing that right there made my elbow pop out of, yeah. Ooh. And this country doesn't see me as disabled. Not even enough to get a disability payment that's like 10 times lower than the poverty wages. Country's a joke. Why? Why not make a reusable package? Wasted plastic. I know I look like I'm in a bad mood. I swear I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just in pain. Okay, so do I had a larger one. I don't know what I did with it. Oh. I have another tool somewhere that was better for this. I'm gonna go look for it real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And not hurt myself in the meantime. So far, it doesn't seem like it. Nope. You know, I try so desperately to have all of my stuff where I can find it, and I even tried preparing. I still can't find all my stuff. So I apologize. I know this is a little bit of a shit show. But I figured either I have a shit show or I do nothing at all. Hate myself for it. No, okay, none of my stuff exists. Where are my smaller toolkits? All right, well, let's go back and check in my toolbox again. You know what? Excuse me for just a second. I'm going to put on my back pad because I am in so much pain. I hope it's not. I hope it's going to help. But yeah, I can't find anything. Okay, let's try this again. Not in the top of my toolbox. Not in the second drawer of my toolbox. Not in the third drawer of my toolbox. Not in the bottom of my toolbox. Okay. You gotta be kidding. Turn this off. Turn this off. Stop. Okay, my tools are just gone. I can't progress. Well, maybe I can. But this isn't going to help me. This isn't what I thought I was going to be using for this. This is more for like doing fret dressing and fret ends. And then this tool is for crowning. Which I guess I don't really need either. But I had another set of tools. And I don't throw anything away. I don't ever throw anything away. So the fact that my tools are gone means that I really am my own worst enemy. Don't take this the wrong way, but here's a creative thought experiment. I'm not suicidal. I feel like I need to preface with that. But very often, like Bo Burnham had mentioned, I kind of wish that I could, like, in the sense of like being my own worst enemy, that I could kill the worst parts of me to not then have those bother me and get in my way, become a problem, be a problem. To like kill yourself, but not the whole everything, just the parts that suck, that hurt, that don't let you get stuff done. I think I even need to get a new one of these. But yeah, I don't know where my stuff is. So we're gonna just wing it here. Worst case, I can always buy a new neck. I wish I knew where my tools were. So this here is to protect the fretboard from getting scratches. And there's probably a better way to do this, but since I'm just kind of flustered at the moment, I'm not even going to bother trying to, like, figure it out. My brain hurts. I swear, I'm not having a bad day. I'm just having a day. Oh, God. Yeah, it's like, I forget. What's up, Dev? I forget how to do stuff if I haven't done it in a while, and I haven't done any kind of fret work in years. Let's see if I did anything at all there, except for just rough up my fret a little bit. That's better. It's not better enough. All right, so I wish I could find my tool. I had a rounded tool that I could do to that I could use to get this to go with the proper, with certain radii. It's gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah, you should pick up your guitar. Devin, that was a good guitar. It was already done back when I knew how to do all of this stuff. So, you know what? Because of the fact that I really don't trust myself to use these appropriately, we're going to use the big fancy schmancy tool, which is why I have it. Why I have it out. So, I don't trust myself to do this properly. Doing all of the frets is going to mean that I'm going to have to polish, at least to some degree, all of the frets after the fact. But, But that's fine. It is what it is. So we're going to, as best as we can in frame, stick on this other tool that I've actually never used. So Sweetwater was super, super nice. And when they had sent me a guitar with this minor defect, I just missed ever so slightly. I'm so mad at myself for that. They sent me this so I could fix it myself, which is what I had asked for. Instead of a discount or something like that. All right. Now I realize I got to take off this stick. What I'm really kind of bummed about here is that I didn't end up getting like a contoured one. Oh man, now I'm gonna get stuff in my freaking pickups and everything. Ugh, really didn't want to do this. But hey, we're here, we're doing it. So I'm not putting any pressure, I'm just letting the weight of the actual, what's it called? Beam do all the work here. I know it's got a high spot in the A and D string area. All right, we're gonna take a look at this. We'll see how badly I just botched up this thing. Did that fix my issue? So if you want scratchy frets, this is a really good way to do that. All right, it still is really, really high. So this is not working as I would wanted it to either. So that's unfortunate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to kind of combine these two thoughts here, these two ideologies. You know, I don't even need that right here. Really wish I knew where my other kit was. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't like this thing. I'm regretting opting for this option. Okay, so let's see. I've just kind of like sanded down all of them a little bit, which is a bit of a bummer. Not exactly what I meant to do. I'm just kind of trashing this thing for the sake of learning with it. I really wish I could remember any of this stuff. My brain does not work. I thought it was going to come back like riding a bike, and it's not. Ooh, that was bad. Not as bad as it could have been, but not great. Alright, so you know what? It's actually much better It's much better. It's still not great. Trying to take off as little as possible. So let's see. By the way, it's funny, these little, looks like nicks, I didn't do that. I didn't even notice them until the strings were off. Man, I do miss doing this, but I feel like I'm starting from scratch. Okay, that side's good. It's so close. It's still high in the middle. Yeah, it's still high in the middle. Okay. 7. I should have just stuck with the single fret. I should have. So I don't need this just yet, but I am curious, since I've already got this kind of all going down, I'm curious how this actually feels to use, because I've never used this before. This is brand new. What is this? The Fret Guru? I know that this is not what this is for, but I'm curious as to, again, like I said, how it bites. Oh, okay, that's different. That's got a different feel to it. Okay, I'm gonna save that for later. I'm gonna go to my little janky cheap files. I'm actually gonna pick up you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna save this for another job. I'm gonna keep going back to this thing. This has been working fine. It's just slow. Okay, so we got 7. And this 8th fret. I know I'm kind of doing this in a little bit of a weird way. All right, let's check that. Still high in the middle. Okay. So it's basically from the A string to the D string. God, it's really quite a distance in there. Okay. Okay, shoot. Sorry about all the shaky, I swear. I didn't see it raised up, otherwise I would have just suggested that I try to hammer it in. It's so shaky. All right, we're gonna go back to the big old bar because there's a lot of work that needs to be done here in the middle. I'm barely moving this and everything is shaking so much. Like my monitor arms and everything. I need to get a separate table for this. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning here. That's what this is for. This is 100% overkill for this project. But I wanted to learn how they work. I used a smaller fret leveling beam in a previous project. So now what I'm going to do here, speaking of just stuff, I'm going to put the lighter grit on the other side. And we'll cut it down, not cut it down, we'll smooth it out a little bit more. And then we'll start getting into all the other tools that we're going to do to make this a little bit nicer. You're not going to watch the whole process of like the super prettification. I don't think I'm going to be here that long. I got to be somewhere in an hour and a half, so we'll get done what we can do. If I have to come back to this, I will. This is a much softer grit. It'll take off a lot less material. It will help get rid of some of that scratchy. So unfortunately, the side effect of doing this is that you do shave a couple of years off of your guitar. Assuming you're doing this very loose and off the cuffy, kind of like how I'm doing it here. Because the fret height will kind of degrade with time anyway. But this is kind of taking a little bit of that out of the equation. We're getting there. It's mostly just the center. Okay, so I'm going to come back with this piece again. In fact, I want to put this sucker back on there. Trying to think about it objectively too. So if I'm thinking about it in an intelligent kind of a way, if I go side to side, the grooves that get cut out of this are going to be going along with the string, instead of if I go vertical like that, it's going to give it little ruts for the strings to sit in. So I'm kind of changing my approach here as we go to go more side to side here. Does that make sense? All right, let's take this soft side and do some more side to side. So in theory, this whole thing is pivoting across one fret and taking down everything a little bit. assuming you're not putting more force on one side or the other. I'm also trying to, as best as I can, maintain the radius. Because then you could throw the whole guitar off. They definitely need a little bit of a polish, but that's fine. I haven't done polishing in freaking ages. All right. We're almost there. I'm going to keep on saying we're almost there until 9 o'clock. Cracking on that finer grit here. We're looking at this one. So I'm gonna put a little bit more force right on right on the middle here. And then I'm learning as I go. That's my whole thing. I have no attachment to this guitar yet. That's why it's kind of a perfect project. I might even eventually practice doing refretting on this thing. I know there's some risk to that, but yeah, I like to learn. I like to learn. I did a lot of work on guitars when I was young. I even did it for a job for a bit. I was working for myself doing guitar tech stuff. I was doing pretty good for a while. I was making a couple $100 a month. Mostly doing setups though, not like this. I don't feel it swaying side to side nearly as much anymore, so let's do another quick check. It's so minor. It's pretty much just the A string. Actually, it's not even the A. It's like a little bit of the A, mostly the D, and the G that still needs some work. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. See that right there, I slipped off a little bit, but I didn't scratch it up too bad. I'm pressing very, very lightly here. And while I'm in here, I'm actually probably going to be doing some fretboard oiling. Oh, you know what? We're almost there. Yeah, okay, cool, cool. So right in the middle. All right, well, as cursed as this is, it's working. This side, okay. It's just, yeah, we learn as we go. I really like the way these pickups sound and the way this guitar looks. You can't go wrong with the price. think I paid about $450 for this thing. So I actually need to get some electrical tape for the next step. Not electrical tape, sorry, masking tape. But I don't know if I have any masking tape. Okay, so let's go back to that. 8th fret here. Put a little bit more focus on that center. You can see it kind of wobbling left, right, left, right. That's it pivoting off of that tiny, tiny bit of an imbalance in the middle there. I know this is wrong, by the way, to anyone who is a professional watching me. I'm doing this for fun. For learning. Don't tell me you didn't learn at some point too, you know? Start just messing around with stuff. Trying to figure things out for yourself. What works. What kind of methods you'd want to do and replicate. Miss J, are you still in chat? Slightest bit. So slight. Okay. It's so soft and so fine that it's hard to tell exactly. Oop. Not what I wanted. There we go. I don't think Miss J is still in chat. Oh, it's a little bit of a nick there. Not even a nick. It's just a little bit of a pain point, which I will have to address. Did I just put that on the gritty side? I think I put it on the gritty side. It's really, really hard to tell the grit by hand. I believe this is the right side, actually. Okay. Okay. I think this might be about as good as I'm going to get it. Okay. It's such a tiny little wobble now. I'm a perfectionist. I'm going to be at this all day. Since I chose to go the whole route, doing the whole board, I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I'll show you how I am going to streamline this. Just need some of that masking tape, which I will go get in just a second. Or even painter's tape would be good. Oh yeah, Miss J, can you grab me masking tape? Or painter's tape, either or. There must be a really, really long delay here. I'm pushing my mouse. That could be problematic. getting more used to using this like this too. All right, so I'm taking off like fractions of a millimeter of material here, despite me being at this for, what is this, like an hour now? I'm not really taking off all that much material, to be very clear. So a teeny tiny bit right in the center. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Oh, this is so annoying. It's right there. So it's just left of the fret marker. Up into the A string. Okay. So minor. Start with my left hand. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. That's some tape. All right. Right. So once these are where I need them to be, we're right freaking there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm not going to go through and do like a full-on fret polish for this video. I might do it on another one, but I'm going to get them playable. And not scratchy. All right, cool. It's as good as it needs to be. Now we're going to do the taping process, which I've actually never done. I've always just kind of like freehanded the whole process and then regretted it later. So we're not going to do that today. We're going to tape off. You know what? I'm just going to use this knife. No, I'm not. I can rip through this. My shit's not that bad. I can do that. Okay. So, generally speaking, you want to put tape touching the frets from the top and the bottom. To try to make sure you're not doing any damage to your frets. And I've seen people do this stuff really, really fast. I am not fast yet. You know what? Where did my scissors go? That'll actually probably speed me up a bit. Okay. Stay down. Yeah, so I can't really rip that properly, but that's fine. Well, yeah, so like I said, I'm going to make them playable. Maybe not the prettiest, but they'll be playable. And they'll feel nice, and that's what matters. So the next step is going to require some steel wool, which I'm actually going to be using to the back of the guitar neck as well, because again, I said in the description here, not a huge fan of the nasty. It's funny. This is not a fretboard that I care about at all, but you know, that's how you learn how to do these things in the first place. You do it on the ones you don't care about as much. That's a perfect fit right in the middle there. Gotta love it. We're gonna start to run into some problems here soon. We're gonna learn how to work around it. You know what they say, improvise, overadapt. Okay, looks good. Look, I've never done this before in my life, and I feel like I like this method. Not the prettiest, but it is doing what it needs to do. We're going to start from the other side on this one, because why not? So let's get this side all flat and taped down. Fold it up a little. Hey. And unfortunately, like I said, because I decided to do the whole fretboard. Yeah. No, it's not on the shelves behind me. I just saw your message. I'm sorry. Come on, just up a little bit. And then in. The cool thing is that if you're watching this after the fact, you can set this to 2 times. Skip right on through this. Go right past it. I'll put timestamps in, don't worry. Oh, come on, stay down. Let's try a slightly different method. Like that. Trapped in the method. Ooh. Okay. Stick. Peel it back. Fold it down. Look at her go. We'll go with the left hand on this one. A little bit easier for me. Hey, work around yourself. Work around yourself. You know, we're gonna go and do this a little bit even smarter now. I'm gonna cut some of these tape pieces off ahead of time. How many more do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's grab 11. 1, 2. I can probably rip these, actually. I don't need scissors for this. If the scissors were for, like, the tight quarters. 3, 4, 5. And the more you do stuff like this, the more you get fast at it. 6. Ooh. 6. 7. 8. Get down there. Oh, come on. Ah. 9. Stay. I said 11 before, right? 10. And 11. Okay. So let's see if we can get even faster now. All right, that's good enough. That's right in there. Oop, it's a little bit off. Unstick and restick real quick. I think that is as close as that one's going to be. It's fine. It's not going to make a big difference here. I'm not leaving big enough gaps for the steel wool to go in and cause damage. Put it that way. Peeling that back. Folding that over. Looking good. Keep that pressed. I know this is the most exciting part here. Oh, I stuck this one to itself. Can I save it? No. That's fine. I can just grab another one. All right. Just a couple more to go. Probably an easier way to do this. Oh, I kind of covered that corner of that one. We got there. Okay. We got there. We're getting there. It's funny, I've got so many like meme songs trapped in my head right now that I'm trying so hard not to sing along with. That's where I'm in right now. Meme song land in my brain. Okay, looking good. Just a couple more to go. These ones are making me the most nervous here. Because I can't really... it's hard to say what I'm trying to say. And I swear I'll go away. I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. Come on. That's the last pain in the butt one. I think it's covered enough to not be a problem. We'll see. Okay, so now we just cover that all up. Try to tuck this in as best we can. Okay, so now we go through various grades of steel wool to soften these up a little bit. So we're not going to go super crazy here. One piece of this 0 should be enough for right now, and then I'll grab my finer pieces in a minute. If you want to be extra smart, you could wear some sort of ventilator or something to make sure you're not getting tiny little metal shavings in your throat. Or you could hold your breath. Count to 10. Okay, so we're gonna do some of this. That's not horrible. I'm gonna have to vacuum my desk. All right, and you know what? I'm just gonna skip straight up to the 000. 000. All right, much finer. Just go down all of these here. There's our problem fret. We're getting there. We're almost done. This one's a little bit problematic, as is this one. But generally speaking, you're going to want to cover your pickups because the magnets will pick up tiny little bits of shavings and stuff. But because of the fact that these are P90 style pickups and they're kind of like right up on top, I wasn't super worried about it. I'm realizing now, though, I probably should have done it anyway. I never even took the plastic off of these. I'll do that later. Cool. All right, we're gonna do one more quick pass. Yeah, my forearm is on fire right now, and I haven't even done all that much. Bit disappointing. This is what it is. It's funny, this wasn't really like the best made neck in the first place. It's interesting. I've got stuff I like about it and stuff I really don't like about it. We're gonna go lefty. So as far as how long I'm going on this, I'm kind of going for a factor of two different things. I'm trying to go for about the same amount of time, but I'm also going for a certain feel that I'm feeling under my fingers. When it stops feeding back to a certain degree with the grit is when I've been kind of letting go. And I'm actually going to go spend a little teeny bit of time on our problem fret before I finish up this project. Let's get this kind of pushed down and out of the way. That should be fine. Okay, let's get into this one. This one, the tape is kind of covering where I need to be a little bit. So maybe I might do a slightly different method of taping these high frets in the future. Maybe just start off with slightly thinner tape. Get different thicknesses of tape, you know? But that's for a future me. Yeah, because these are mostly exposed. It's fine. All right, so we go to our problem fret here, and because the fact that this one was higher up, we know it was slightly higher up in the middle, and I know it is more work to it. I know it's going to need a little teeny bit more smoothing down than the others, so I'm going to give it a little bit more attention because we know this one was taller, and it still wasn't exactly perfect on the rocky rock. So we're going to try to get that nice and shiny there as best we can. All right, so that's as fancy and nice as I'm going to bother getting that. Now we take the tape off with a undamaged fretboard. You know what? I'm actually going to just dump this onto the carpet. We'll vacuum later. Ta-da. We're going to take all this off because we have 2 more steps to this before we restring. And neither of the other 2 steps are as problematic by any stretch. You know what? We can probably get away with doing it like this. Okay. Actually, this might be how I do the next step of this too. So I really am not a fan of a glossy neck. I feel like I stick on it. I don't like the way it feels in the hand. And it's not like a fix necessarily, but what I like to do, if I get a neck that's a little bit glossier than I like, which is why I'm doing this in the first place, is I will, what's the word? I will sand it down with the steel wool. Just a tad. Just a bit. Just enough. All right, I'm going to remove all of this. Oh, I got so much stuff on my pickup. That's fine. I'll clean that later. Come on. All right. Got almost all of it off. All right. all that's off. So this is what I'm talking about with the shavings. Oops. Oh well. I might try to be a little bit smart about this. Steel wool really kind of like fell apart here. So let's see how much this we can clean off. Decent chunk. Okay. So let's get most of this off of this. Holding my breath for the moment. All right. Back to the hand task. All right. So this is that 0 grit. We're just going to take this down until it's not so shiny. And having the fretboard being up against, what is it called? Up against my desk here, we're ensuring that we're not going to take off any of the fretboard material itself. That's a very fine powder. I can smell it, so I should probably get a mask. I'll be right back. Work harder, not smarter. All right, though. So we're gonna get a little bit of the sanding stuff down on all the way down to the volute, which this sort of has. Get that nice and coarse. Again, like I said, just until it's not super shiny. You want it to feel a certain way in your hands. Generally speaking, I used to tape this off to protect the body, but I'm really not going that close to that because I don't need it to be like super smooth the whole way up. All right. So let's give this a feel. That's much, much better. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit more on the sides here. Specifically on this side. All right. And now I'm gonna hit it with the really fine one. And we're getting there. I like the way it feels to have this all be smooth up here. Yeah, there we go. The shine is officially gone. I have to use my left hand to get in for this chunk over here. It's a little scratchy. But, I mean, we are scratching it, so it is what it is. End result is a playable, smooth instrument. All right, that looks pretty good. All right. Ooh, that feels nice. That's slippery smooth. All right, cool. As cursed as this is, it's going mostly pretty well. I'll grab some oil. I always seem to lose. I swear, I literally saw it before I started this, and I thought I set it out, but I don't see it. I swear. Did I put it out here and I just can't find it? Am I just... I've got like 3 tubes of this stuff. This is why we edit videos. How is it that my stuff is always nowhere? Well, fortunately, unfortunately, I found an unopened bottle of what I was looking for. Not quite what I was hoping for. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of the neck here. Just a teeny bit, and then we're going to put some of this on the fretboard too. Generally speaking, you want to rub this in with a microfiber cloth, and you want to rub it in with a microfiber cloth that doesn't have a color to it. So I'm going to use this kind of like beigey thick microfiber cloth that I got from Guitar Fetish like probably 15 years ago. And we're going to just put a very, very light... Come on. Give me a little something here. Is there a seal on this? I've never actually used this bottle before. There is a seal. Okay. Such a bummer. I have no idea where my open one is. It's fine. All right, here we go. We're going to put a very, very small amount along the back here. Ooh. Yeah, trying to get away. That's probably enough. Okay. So, ooh, that almost went bad. Caught it just in time. All right. So this is just some oil for wood that's been, what's the word? Sanded or is unfinished, or even if it's just like finished and it's looking a little dry. How do I word all of this? So that kind of gives it a little bit of a sheen here, but this will be a lot easier to show you guys why you would do it to this side. I will show you. We'll start from the first fret and work our way down. Put just like a drop on each fret. And I'll go down to the 5th fret. Actually, we'll start from the 5th and we'll go up. So notice how much more kind of healthy that little chunk of wood looks there compared to the ones around it. See even how just that one little bit makes it look a little bit nicer, a little bit less dried out. It's used for cleaning. It's also used for just, what's the word? Adding some moisture to the wood, the wood. All right. All right, so you can see I did these. Looks better, I think. It'll also feel a little bit better, last a little bit longer. It won't tend to make the frets kind of tear, I suppose, through the wood when it starts to get dry as quickly. So we're going to add a teeny bit. I don't think I need any for that one. We're just going to do the whole rest of it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Why not? We're here. We're going to do the whole rest of this now. And I'm probably not going to need any for that last little bit, so I'm not going to bother with that. Except for the fact that there's some in the tip already. Alright, so let's finish this up. It really doesn't need much. You just want to make sure you spread it nice and thin and evenly so that it will soak in. It's kind of like that cherry on top, you know? Yeah, this is not my favorite fretboard. It's kind of got some gaps and gashes in it, which you can actually really see now that I've hydrated it a bit. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. But yeah, this was not the best piece of what looks to be rosewood in the first place. All right. So getting a little bit closer in here, you might be able to see the gaps I'm talking about there. You know what might even be better? Is my floaty jumbly cam. Let's quickly switch over to that. See if it's still working properly. We going live? You can do it. I believe in you. There we are. Okay, so you can see what I mean, how the wood it's really, really close up. But it's not necessarily the best quality wood on this particular Squier. It's all right. So it's all right. Not the best, not the worst. For some perspective, I'll quickly show you one of my others. So this one's old, not as well lit, but it doesn't have the dips in it. It's my PRS. There's no pits in this one at all. Very, very nice wood. Same thing goes for the Chapman. It's pretty good. Nice and smooth. There's another one that you'll be able to see soon too. But yeah, that's for another project. Sorry about the spinny. But yeah, this is pretty pretty porous. So we're gonna quickly stop shaking this camera as best we can. I don't know why it's wigging out like that. But we're gonna quickly switch back over. Watch it do its little wiggly thing again. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And we're gonna string this sucker back up. But with slightly lighter strings. You know what? I'm even tempted to throw just straight up 9s on this thing. Instead of my 9.5s, because I know I like my 9.5s. I can get another set. It's fine. Hopefully I didn't move this too much. Luckily, it's not too much of a pain to adjust. So generally speaking, when tuning, you'll start with the ease. Oh, and then also, let's see if I can even... I don't have enough space to show you, and I can't move the camera. God, you gotta love it, right? So, maybe I can show you on the lower strings. We're trying to save ourselves a little bit of work here. So, what we can do here is line this up with the nut here, and then make sure that this tuning peg at the top, which you guys can't see because it's just, I only have so much frame, is going vertical with the post, which I just passed. Okay, that's close enough. I'll show you, it'll look better on the E string, the low E string. So we go wrap over, yes. God, now I'm forgetting. How do I do this normally? It's been so long. Yeah, no, that's correct. Okay, I'm not crazy. So it goes over, which you can maybe barely see. It's like the guitar's hanging off my desk and also bumping into my camera arm. It's great. So you go over here. I hate these kinds of split post for guitar strings, but that's fine. Well, I'm going to do it, and I'll show you on a different string later on. We're going to tie a knot at the top because as much of a pain in the butt as it might be for others, it's easy for me. So we're going to tighten this sumbitch up. Cool. Now we're going to find that low string, which I believe is the 46. All right. So I can show you what I mean here. Look at this vertical here. So you see, you might be able to not see even here, but that's fine. Take the string, run it through the nut, run it through the center, which you would run it through the center most of the time for most people, right? Over the top of the string. Or technically you can go under too, but I don't care that much to be that specific. It doesn't have to be that perfect. So then you lock this sucker in by tying it back the other way. Press that down. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I did this wrong. I forgot I'm using a compensated bridge. Give me a second. I've only partially ruined this whole experiment. My brain, I swear, the second I don't do something for a little bit, it completely just leaves my brain. I need to be doing my hobbies all day, every day. Otherwise, I completely forget all of it. All right, so this is why people don't like to do this in general, because it will cause this kinking in the string. And if you do make a mistake like I do, it's a little bit problematic. Not horrible, just because it's past the, what's the word? Past the nut. But it's not ideal, because yeah, this is problematic. Luckily, I have more strings. What a shit show. What a shit show, everybody. So what I did wrong was I had looped these through the wrong way, forgetting that this is a compensated bridge. I just strung them through the bottom like you would for a normal bridge, but hey, you know what? We're here. You run this from the front. and then through. So we're going to fix the other one here too now. Again, it's like not the end of the world. I could technically get different strings. We're going to just do these all at once now to try to make my life a little bit easier. Get in there. There we go. Okay, so we got the 46 and the other one in there. Cool. Go with a 36. That'll go in next. We'll try to salvage these strings just because, like I said, these are nice. I do like this style. So this is the next heaviest string. Cool. These are all the same color. I'm not used to that. I'm used to them being all rainbowy. Even on like DRs and stuff, I think they're all rainbowy. All right, so the 26 is in. Yeah, I've never actually strung up a compensated bridge before. You live, you learn. All right, this is the 16. There we go. And now here is the 12. Freaking, was it Stevie Ray Vaughan who played with just 12s? I still can't get over that. 9.5 is about as thin as I'll go. All right, so now that they're all in and in properly, I'll start off by just showing you guys this side. So, because this is a compensated wraparound, what it does is it wraps around. Same basic stuff applies here. All right, so again, not necessarily problematic, but semi-problematic. If it snaps, we got replacements. So we make sure that the bridge stays in by keeping tension on it. Pull it taut, wrap around, over, you can't see it, right. Tie that knot. Now we wrap. I want to be the best there ever was. So man, I'm feeling lucky. Like it's not gonna snap from already having. Nope, it snapped. There it goes. Okay, so that's what you don't want to do. Because there was a kink in the string from before, and I moved where it was, the tension was on the kink. I thought maybe it would save it. Okay, so I gotta get a different set of strings. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's annoying. Well. This is what they mean by use it or lose it. You will just forget. So, unfortunately, my set of 9.5s have met an untimely fate. But that doesn't mean that we can't still salvage this with some 9s. Where did I stick? There they are. So I'm just going to snip these ends all off. Luckily, if you're like me, you have a shit ton of strings. I used to buy GFS strings in bulk. They were like $2 a pack. Still have probably about 50 packs of strings. Okay, so we're going to rinse and repeat that. I'll line it up. Goes like this. Da, 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 da. So then the E, the high E is on this side. Where we're going to start. We'll throw that 9 in there. It's funny. I once tried 8s because I was so, what's the word? So convinced that thinner gauge was going to feel better. So let me just double check that this is, yeah, this is correct. Okay, cool. Da, 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 da. That's a shame though. Here's an 11. Just cost me, what, like $12 for just not planning ahead. But hey, how do you know what you need unless you start jumping right into it and trying to figure it out? You know what I mean? All right. Here is, I think this one's also a 16, just like the last gauge. Slightly different gauges, but yeah. Hopefully I don't have to do like a full-on setup to this thing too much. I can just tweak the bridge height a little bit. Because it did get adjusted a little bit with all the moving around and such. We'll see. We'll see what I have to do. But the buzz should be gone. And the sticking on the back should be gone. And all in all, I think I would have, instead of spending... Well, I don't even know what luthiers go for these days. I stopped paying for them a while ago. They would always get so close to what I wanted and then do it wrong anyway, and then I'd have to fix it. Even my wiring. Some of them were fine, but some of them were not quite so fine. So I learned a lot of stuff just because I would pay somebody to do something, they wouldn't quite get it right, and I'd have to freaking learn how to do it anyway. Alright. Starting this over from scratch. So while we're here, before we start doing all that, I'm going to line up the posts all vertical as best I can. Just to get it all lined up nice and tight. All right, this should not take too long now that we're at this stage. Okay, we'll take that E, cover it over the top, give it a little bit of a slack, tie it over, under, around once, just because shits and giggles. Now we tahiga to hin. Just a tad. I know some people say give it a certain amount of distance and this and that, but my philosophy and my understanding is the more space you leave wrapped around the tree up here, the more room it has to move. So I like to go pretty tight on there, which again, you can't see. So, we tighten there, over, under, yank on that bitch just a little bit. Cool, we're in. I can make this a little bit easier for myself. I don't always like to do that, but hey, you know what? Today we're having fun. You know what's funny is I feel like I'm in a better mood now, despite making a couple of mistakes, than I was at the beginning of this project, just due to the nature of working with my hands again. I've been so out of it for so long, I've missed it. So here, I'll show you again. I'll try my best to keep all of this part in frame. All right, that's good enough. Okay, 2 in. Scooty. Okay. Are these in the way? Can you still see fine? Okay, so again, we go over the top. Just get it in there. You can't see it because these are split posts. We go over and under the string, around, pull it tight, give a little bit of extra juice there. And then we continue with, oh, this one's, I hate these tiny little tuning heads. Get in there. Yeah, whatever. We'll do this one manually. It's fine. All right, so I'm going to teach you guys a couple of other tricks I learned about string stretching once I get these on as well, very, very briefly. Yeah. So yeah, what I've learned today is my camera angle needs to be a little bit higher up to be able to keep everything in frame. that I should keep those 9.5s in stock, because those are nice to have. I'm going to go a little bit lighter than I would have preferred to go, but it's okay. And then the final string. Okay. Technically, I think they want you to go under, but I really don't think it makes that much of a difference. I find this to work, and it's also a lot easier to not replicate, but not really stress about. You don't have to really think about it, you just do it. And you get pretty similar results. Okay, so let's hopefully see that this went pretty well. Because these strings are now not coming off, you could use the little snipper thing at the bottom here. I'm not going to. It's good in a pinch. I don't need it because I actually have like snipper snips right here. So we will take off the extra of each of these. And then for the, what's it called? For the non-wound strings, give them a little teeny bit more slack. But especially because we have not tightened them up just yet. All right, these are all recyclable, so we'll take care of that later. Excuse me. Where did I stuff my tuner? There it is. Oh God, it's literally on my desk. You guys like peels? I've had this tuner for, oh God, it's been like, maybe it's been a good couple months. Maybe a year? I don't know. It's been a hot minute. I've had it for a long time. In the cable management video that I'm going to be doing, you'll be able to see me, what's the word? Take the peels off of my monitors that I've had for ages. So we can change the angle here, but the tuning shouldn't take too crazy long, and then I'll bring the thing back to the desk. You'll see. So bear with me here. In fact, actually, you know what? Just to keep this more engaging, let's do this. Da 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 da. Oh. Let's make me larger. You won't be able to see everything, but hey. Hey, not bad. So for the first tuning, you never, what's the word? You don't bother going perfect. You're just gonna get it like close. So let's see, that's showing A on there. We're just trying to get the tension on there first, so that's close enough. Close enough. A little sharp. Good. Okay, so now what we want to do, now that they're mostly up to tension, we'll do one more quick preliminary tuning. Get it a little bit closer to perfect. Cool. There's A. There's D. G. I hate these tuners so much. Okay, so now that they're all mostly in tune, what we're going to do, first off, we're going to turn my tuner off. Hey. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take these strings and we're going to stretch them. We're going to physically stretch them. So what I like to do for some of these is we'll pinch, kind of pull along. Oh, I need to pull myself down now. Sorry. Let's drag me back down to normal size now that we're not watching that anymore. Okay. So you pull, you stretch all the way down, all the way back up. Decent amount of force. There's a final trick to this at the end too, which I'll show you guys. Also making sure there's no burrs in your strings, because I had that with the bass string not too long ago. That was a pain in the butt. But yeah, so we tighten this up. Get some nice pull on the strings, nice stretch on the strings. It still will probably need to chill a bit, especially since we just did change the gauge. I might have to mess with the truss rod, we'll see. Probably I'm gonna have to mess with the truss rod. Because we did just go lighter on the gauge. And if you're wondering if this hurts, it does. But you only have to do it like twice. So as you get to the thinner strings, obviously be careful. But still, give them a nice pull, a nice tug, all the way down once, all the way down again. And then one more on the high. All right, and now we're going to turn the tuner back on, which you guys still can't see. We're going to quickly retune this. So for me, I dropped a whole note and a half there. But you want to get pretty close. Where'd my pick go? That'll work. You generally don't want to put tension on the neck or the strings while you're doing this. It's perfect dead on the E. Okay. Tune this up again. It went all the way down to a G. So we're going to have to tune this up twice. Coming up on the D. The G wasn't too far off. Okay. Same with the B, it wasn't too far off. Like 27 points. Cool. Now that they're all tuned up again, we're going to do that one more time. So this is so you don't have to wait like blah blah however many amounts of time. Again, so same basic gist. Just give it a little bit of a pull all the way up and all the way down on all the strings. Fast forward in your imagination here. You can do this. Sorry for all the shaky. It's very, very stable forward and back. It's not very stable side to side, this new desk, I'm finding. We're getting there. We're getting there. To those of you who have stuck around with me for the whole thing here, bravo. We're almost done. All right, 2 more. Oof, that's starting to hurt a little. I think we're almost done. I generally will do the high string last, because if you do it, I usually do it first, because if you do it last, and it snaps right as you're at the end. Oh, it's the worst feeling. It's happened to me a handful of times. I hate it. All right, we're going to do one more tune-up, and then I'll show you my little trick. It's especially useful for guitars that are a little bit cheaper. So I only went down to E flat on that one. That's not bad. It's pretty spot on. Okay. A little bit sharp on that one. Okay. So if you go sharp, what you want to do is you want to drop it back. So detune it a little bit, make it flat, and then tighten it up again to pitch. And try not to do that if you can, but you always want to go up to the pitch. Always, always. But yeah, try not to have to go down and then back if you can help it. All right, there's D. There's G. Hey, hey. Ooh, B was almost there. Bitchin'. Same with E. Cool. So now comes the tricky part. Okay, what you want to do here, and I'll see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about here. What you want to do here is make sure you're fully to pitch, which this is right on the money. What you want to do is press down, and this is, again, my personal philosophy. Don't have to do it. I like to press down to put like a lock on this side, and then make sure it's still in tune. It went a little bit sharp there, or flat there, so I'm going to tune it up all the way to where we're seeing double zeros. And then, you guys can't see this because there's just no space. Okay. Once you get it, oh God, this is going to be complicated. Yeah, because now it's getting tension relieved from resting on the neck. I can't show you, I'm sorry. I'll try my best to show you. But, okay, once you get it in the double zeros or as close to it as you can, which it is, trust me, it just is, you want to press down on both sides of the nut to kind of put like a little crease right there. And then we'll do that to every string. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'll do this kind of off so I can get it done quicker. Come on, you got this. Pretty close. Okay. Press down on this side. Retune up to double zeros here. All right, pitch on the other side. I'll do a final tune at the end. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, okay, cool. D. Tighten it up to pitch. Right at the double zeros. And then pinch at the top. Da, 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 da. Ah, there we go. Okay. The G. All right. Pinching down here. Tuning all the way up. So I'm noticing there's a slight alignment issue with this compensated bridge currently, and I'm kind of a little bit apprehensive to crease this string, but I'm going to do it anyway for the sake of consistency. Right on the dot. There's the B. Right on the dot. Crease the B. E is right on the money too. Okay, so put it out a little bit. Tighten it up. Cool. All right, and now the final tuning. Should be really, really close to perfect. Excuse me. I forgot to mention, I might be sick too. Not quite sure. All right. Getting there. Now it's still going to go out of tune a little bit for the first couple of days, but it's not going to go out nearly as bad as a normal fresh set of strings. All right, I'm going to leave this tuner on here, but I'm going to plug this back in. And we'll see if this buzzes together. Hopefully this will just work. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're in. Let's power on. Let's see if we're registering in here. There we go. I might need one more retuning. I pressed pretty hard on those strings. So what I'm seeing here is that I might need to loosen up the truss rod a teeny bit. I might need to loosen up the truss rod a teeny little bit. So we're in. D is solid. G is solid. B's a little flat. B is on it. Cool. Yeah, the whole next action got dropped a little bit, and I'm thinking it's because of the tension decrease here. So what we're going to do, ooh, yay, look at me, I planned ahead a little bit. I have all of my Allen wrenches in here. So hopefully I have one that's the correct size to adjust. Not that one. Yeah, I dislike having too many of these Allen wrenches. I actually just recently got rid of a bunch. So we're going to hope we get lucky with this one. So, ooh, let's actually turn that off. That's going to be unpleasant for you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. We're going to loosen these two middle strings. Should be able to get in there, and hopefully I can actually show you guys what I'm talking about here. Oh, okay, So we're gonna get in here. They should be loose enough to pull out to the side if you need to, but you shouldn't need to. I'll readjust you in a minute. This is too big. Okay. Better have a smaller one here. I hate that I'm between two sizes. Let's try this one. This is a weird one. Oh, but it's a fit. Okay, so to tighten, we'll pull this back. So we need to go that way and loosen it up just like, oh, maybe like a half, not even a half, like a quarter turn. So we're gonna go towards this. Ooh, that's a lot. That's more than I wanted to go. You know what? Let's find out. Let's tune it up. We'll see. Maybe we got really, really lucky and the gods were smiling on us, and that's exactly the amount of turning that we need. Me. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we got lucky. I just realized I put my strap on upside down. Yes, I said strap on upside down. Almost there. My client should be here momentarily too, so that'll be fun. All right, one more retune. So generally speaking, you're not going to see the full effect of a truss rod adjustment immediately. So expect it to change over the course of the next couple of days, especially if you just change strings. One more quick tune. We're in it, just below it. It's pretty good. It's not perfect. Get in there, come on. You got it. I don't know how that B keeps on going, a little bit sharp. All right, that's close enough. All right, so it still feels pretty much like it's a little scratchy. But not bad, actually, for the fact that I went like pretty quick and dirty and really didn't know what I was doing there. It's not that bad. It's a little bit scratchier than I would like, but if you can't... Let's see, if you can look in here, you can barely see any of the scratches, so there really are like really micro. I just got to get back in there with some more, what are they called? Steel wool at some point. But now let's see if I have enough time. You know what? It's good enough. And then, you know what? We're not going to have the headstock. That's fine. Is it still in tune? So. That's not too bad. It's definitely better than it was. So yeah, this was all buzzy before. Still has a little bit of buzz, but I think that's partially the loose string because it's buzzing in all sorts of different new places. I also think that these screws here maybe got a little bit loose. So I might try quickly raising them up a teeny tiny bit to compensate for what I think I might have lost there. It looks like it's a little bit low on the high side, on the, you know, the, what are we calling that? The E. Oh wait, we're gonna back this off, don't we? Generally speaking, you don't do this with the tension fully on the spring or the strings, but we're doing it like this today because my workout buddy just showed up. You know what? It's not even moving right now, so I am gonna have to loosen these up real quick. Oop, sorry. One last little thing. Hopefully he doesn't mind waiting in just a minute. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, I swear. You guys see that guy standing behind me? Just saw him for a sec there. They'll just randomly show up sometimes. All right. Okay, let's try this again. Now that I have gone a little bit looser, we want to double check the threading on this. Yeah, okay. So we want to go back just a teeny bit. Let's see if I can get this on camera. No, maybe not. So let's go like a quarter turn back. On both the bass side and the treble side. I'm sure it got moved just a teeny bit throughout the whole process here. One last thing here. Okay, I'm gonna raise this up a teeny bit higher on the treble side. Seems like it moved more on this side. All right, and now we retune and test one final time. I know I've said that a lot. This does seem to be the last. Cool. Almost there. Cool. D is being stubborn. Okay, it's fine. I'm sorry, this is like probably not the most exciting stream you've ever seen. We're almost there. I can imagine how upset people would be if there was all this time and all this waiting and no payoff. Alright, so hopefully we're still in all the way in tune. Yeah, it's definitely not buzzing like it was. It still is buzzing a little bit. Yeah, still buzzing a little bit. But it's better than it was, and I'm assuming that once it settles after like a day or two, it will be even better. I will follow up with you guys in yeah, a quick little snippet or something. I'll record in a couple of days. Anyway, that was a learning experience for all of us. I'm tired, but I love you guys. This has been fun. I'm more bummed about losing my extra set of strings than anything else. But oh well, we got there. We got there. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry this was a little bit